MSC 2024 is less than a week away, and today we'll be giving our predictions on who we believe will make it out of the wildcard phase, the group stage, the knockout stage, and who will earn that crown as champion for the Mobile Legends Mid-Season Cup. So the wildcard stage was really hard for me to decide who I believe would make it out. There's a lot of good teams on here, but there's also a lot of new faces as well. But there are only really three that kind of stood out against the others who I felt had a really strong shot. As you see, wildcards is broken up into two different groups. Group A has Entity 7, Keep Best Gaming, S2G Esports, and Xeno Zenith. Group B has Brute Force, Homeboys, IHC Esports, and 2TK Esports. Each team will be playing in a single round robin, best of one, and the two teams with the highest points will face each other in a decider stage to determine who earns that final spot in the group stage. It's crazy how this was stacked up. I feel like Group B has a lot more heavy hitters on their side, especially with Brute Force, Homeboys, and IHC. That's going to be hard. IHC, formerly known as Team Lil Gun, Homeboys, out there dominating from Malaysia, losing to SRG, Brute Force, who lost over there to Team Spirit, but was one of the best grand finals I had seen in a long time. 2TK Esports, a little lower on the totem pole, but still a good team nonetheless. But I don't see them taking down any three of the other teams inside of Group B. For Group A, I feel like everybody's almost around the same skill level. We got to see Entity 7. We got to see S2G Esports. We didn't get to see too much of Xeno Zenith, but we did get to watch Keep Best Gaming go up against XYG out there for China. And I would say they're a little bit of a lower echelon team as well. Keep Best Gaming does have some Filipino imports on their side that could lean and work in their favor. But nonetheless, they're still a developing team, and I wish the best for them. The team that I believe that'll make it out of Group A is going to be Entity 7, a team out of South America and Peru, competing in events such as the Snapdragon Pro Series, MPL Latam, Season 1. They've been in the Pro Series before for Snapdragon as well earlier this year, and also have additional seasons out there for Latam. This one was very hard for me to choose just from the whole point of a lot of these teams not really having too much on their roster, not really having too many secret weapons, and also not the strongest performances this year, in my personal opinion. But if you guys have a different team that you believe that would make it, let me know. For me, it was kind of a tie between Entity 7 and S2G Esports, but I decided to lean more on Entity 7's side to give them the benefit of the doubt, just because I feel like their performance was stronger based off the gameplay that I've seen. Now moving on to Wildcard Group B. This one's going to be hard, man. Three of these teams stand out and the other one does not. And that's Brute Force, Homeboys, and IHC Esports. Brute Force, you've seen them compete up against Team Spirit in their MSC qualifiers, and it was a phenomenal game. Honestly, I don't even think they're a wildcard team. I think that this could have been Team Spirit just as easily in this position. And I would say they're around a B tier, possibly almost to an A tier team. Homeboys as well, we got to see them competing up against Selangor Red Giants in the grand finals. I believe it ended in a 4-2. We've seen Homeboys all across the competitive scene for a while now. They definitely have a lot of synergy, and I feel like they're that team that can catch you off guard and catch you by surprise. They're a team that you can give the benefit of the doubt to. Nonetheless, definitely a strong hitter inside of Group B. IHC Esports, formerly known as Team Lil Gun, all the way out from Mongolia. I got the pleasure of watching them inside of their qualifiers as well. It wasn't the hottest performance, but being Team Lil Gun, having that experience, and also all the things that they've competed in the past, it is looking promising for them as well, and it would be wrong to not give them that credit. I believe IHC has a very great hero pool. I think they have good early game and late game, but I don't think it's always consistent. I feel like they're still learning that synergy. They're not as consistent as I would like them to be, which is going to hurt them a little bit when it comes to these predictions, but I still think they're a strong team nonetheless. A lot stronger than all the teams inside of Group A. But that's just it. We're in Group B, and it's a totally different animal. Definitely a harder bracket. 2TK Esports, yeah, I don't really see them making it out of there, unfortunately. They're going to be the first one that I say is not going to make it into our predictions, and I do think they'll be knocked out here as a first-round exit inside of the wildcard phase. All the way out from Nepal, Southeast Asia. They were able to win the qualifier for their Season 3, and I think that's as far as they'll go for now, but I look forward to seeing what they bring in the future. That is just a quick summary for the wildcard phase on who's exactly competing in each group. We did live streams covering all the teams inside of each group for the group stage as well. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and watch all those videos for an exclusive breakdown on each team and how we feel about them. Currently, MSC is broken down into 4 groups: A, B, C, and D. And the top 2 teams from each group will move on forward into the knockout phase. Group A is consisting of Evil's Glory, Fireflux, Nip Flash, RQ Akira. Group B is Fnatic Onyx, See You Soon, Selangor Red Giants, and Team Falcons. Group C is Liquid Echo, to be determined depending on who the wild card is that makes it out, which we will be revealing who we predict that to be today. Team Spirit and Twisted Minds. And then Group D to close it out, all the way from our home turf, Cloud9, Falcon Esports, Falcons AP Bryn, and Zanu Gaming. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the tier list on who we believe will make make it out into the knockout phase for MSC 2024. This is only going to go into the knockout phase, and then we'll be doing another prediction video while we are in Saudi Arabia. So definitely stay tuned and also share who you guys think will make it to the top as well. And now, starting from the bottom, as you see, there's only 4 teams that I put in the wild cards, and that is going to be Brute Force, Homeboys, IHC, and Entity 7. Fortunately, only one team can make it out of the wild cards, and this is a tough one, man. So we're just going to start dropping them like flies on who we believe will not make it. The first one on the list is going to be Entity 7. Man, I wish I could say they did really well, but honestly, it wasn't the hottest performance to me. We had the pleasure of watching them compete in MPL Latam. It ended in a 4-2 against RQ Akira, and it was more of a domination on RQ Akira's side. And from what I've seen, the early game, late game, overall synergy, I don't believe it's at the same level as Brute Force, Homeboys, and ISC. So they will be the first ones to go down one team all the way out from the Latam region. And next on the board for the wild cards, next is going to be IHC. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to make it either. I think they're going to get knocked down. I would put them above Entity 7, but below Homeboys and Brute Force. Now, between these two, it's going to be tough. I think Brute Force is just as good as Team Spirit. I think Homeboys is just as good as well. But if it came between the two, based off what we've seen inside of each grand finals, I believe Brute Force competed better. It's a little bit of a shocker. I think most people are predicting Homeboys to win, but I'm going to go for Brute Force. So they will be the team moving on forward from the wild card stage. Speaking of groups, now moving on to the group stage, we are going to be taking a look at Group A. You're able to watch all of their grand finals. Evos was looking good. They didn't win up against Fnatic Onyx. Fireflux, they've been dominating in the Snapdragon Pro Series. They've been winning all over the place. I feel like this is their year. RQ Akira, they were able to close it out in Latam, but still, I feel like they may need a little bit more polishing. And Knit Flash right behind them, they were pretty decent as well, but I would still kind of put them in that same category as RQ Akira. Out of this group, the two that I believe will make it are going to be Fireflux and Evos. And that's going to drop down RQ Akira and Knit Flash. Moving on to Group B, Fnatic Onyx, See You Soon, Slingo Red Giants, and Team Falcons. Whew. There's a lot of big names in here, a lot of teams that people are rooting for, and it hurts for me to have to drop some down. I don't want to give them the caster's curse, but I have to be honest with what we've seen in their gameplay. First one to get dropped off is going to be Team Falcons. Team Falcons is a great team, but I do believe that SRG, Fnatic Onyx are better. When it comes down to competing against them, I just don't see them taking the series over them. Right behind them is going to be See You Soon. In the same category as Team Falcons, a great team, but Slinger Red Giants, they're just playing at a different level, all the way out there from Malaysia, and then Fnatic Onyx with the King of the Skies, Kyrie. It's going to be tough to beat them. Even when it comes to Fnatic Onyx, I see them being a top 3 team. SRG in that same category, just high-level talent, their execution, their overall synergy, just kind of outshines what I've seen from Team Falcons, and See You Soon. Moving on to Group C, with the wild card, that is going to be moving up Brute Force to jump in here, which means we'll be seeing Brute Force go up against Team Spirit again, which will be exciting, a repeat of their grand finals. We get to see Twisted Minds and also Liquid Philippines. The first team to drop out of this group, unfortunately, will be Twisted Minds. I just feel like Brute Force is able to kind of compete a lot higher than them. I got to cast them in the Snapdragon Pro Series. They lost to a lot of teams that I would have put at a B tier or a C tier level. And I just don't think they have what it takes to kind of hang out with a team like Brute Force who's able to kind of adjust on the fly. They're very aggressive. They're early game, they dominate, and they're very objective focused. That goes into the same boat for Team Spirit and Team Liquid Philippines. And that leaves 3 left for Group C. Do we go with Brute Force or do we go with Team Spirit? I could throw an upset in there, or I could go for what I think may happen. So I think I'm gonna go with what I would like to see, and that would be Brute Force losing to Team Spirit, just because I want to see Cloud9 go up against Team Spirit. But I feel like it's a 50-50. It could have went either way. I feel like Brute Force is literally just as good as Team Spirit. It'd be more of a pleasure to be able to watch Cloud9 go up against Team Spirit, though. There's just been a lot of back and forth, especially with Kid Bomba posting that video after the NACT Grand Finals, and this is a chance for Cloud9 to dish something back. Speaking of Cloud9, now jumping on into the final group, Group D. Jinyu Gaming, Falcons, AP Bryn, Falcon Esports, and our home territory team, Cloud9. I don't think it's any secret on who's going to be dropping first in this group. If you guys think somebody else would drop besides the one I'm about to grab, you're absolutely insane. And that team is going to be Jinyu Gaming, out from China, able to keep Best Gaming, but we got to see their gameplay. China, a region that is limited in heroes. They have like a third of the heroes we have, so they don't have as much time to practice. They are playing internationally right now, though. I believe they traveled either to the Philippines or Indonesia. I can't remember which one. They are practicing there, trying to learn all the heroes with the limited amount of time they have, which is about a month to learn like 100 heroes. So I just don't think it's enough time. I think hopefully their region can get more heroes, or they can fix that conflict down the line. But that is a major disadvantage, especially stepping up against upper echelon teams such as Cloud9, such as AP Bryn, such as Liquid Echo. And that is why I'm going to drop them down outside of Group D. And that leaves 3: Falcons AP Bryn, Falcon Esports, and Cloud9. Falcon Esports has been doing good in the Snapdragon Pro Series, and I think they're going to give Cloud9 a little bit of trouble. It's not going to be a one-sided story, and they're really going to have to fight this one out. But if they can take out Falcon, then we have a shot to be able to make it out of groups, which we haven't seen in a while for North America, and it's something that we desperately need. So I'm going to give them a little bit of that caster's good luck, drop a little bit of that caster's curse on Falcon Esports, and I believe they're going to be the next one to drop off. But again, similar situation to Team Spirit and also Brute Force. I feel like Falcons Esports does have the capability to take out Cloud9. I'm going off what I'd like to see, and I'm hoping Cloud9 could be the favorite. And that is all 8 teams that I believe we'll be seeing move on to the knockout phase for MSC 2024. Let me know your guys' thoughts. That will be Falcons AP Bryn, Cloud9, Team Spirit, Liquid Echo, Fnatic Onyx, Salanga Red Giants, Evos, and Fireflux Esports. Let me know what you guys think about today's breakdown, today's predictions. Do you agree with it? Would you have did something differently? Who do you believe will make it out of the wildcard phase? Who do you think will make it out of each group? Definitely share your thoughts, and we'll see who's right. Guys, it's going to be my last video before I travel to Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Shout out to Mobile Legends. Shout out to Moonton for giving us the opportunity to be a part of the biggest tournament the world has ever seen on the MLBB scene. Out in MSC 2024, all the best teams across the world will be competing it out for that $3 million prize pool, and we'll be right there alongside them with you guys, as well as we'll be vlogging everything. So definitely stay tuned. This one's to you, Timothy. If you're out there and you like today's video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a subscribe, and also let me know who you think will be the champion of MSC 2024.
Turn me up.